Hey ladies, it's the PPP Podcast with your host Moneyy, the lounge for the poised, paid, and prospering woman. Has everything you need in female entrepreneurism. In the lounge, let me take you through my sizable risks, tremendous rewards, and greatest challenges that established my career, as well as the balance I had to initiate while still remaining poised, paid, and prosperous. Female-ran enterprises are steadily growing all over the world, contributing to household incomes and the growth of national economies. I will walk us through the successes of the fashion, apparel, and retail industries at the highest levels. Grow with me, ladies. Without further delay, here's another amazing episode of the PPP Podcast. Hey, you guys, we're back again with another one. Listen, support comes in all forms. You know, people gotta give you your roses while you're here. And that's one thing I know a lot of my clients, they don't hesitate. They don't hesitate to be like, you that girl, you her. And even if people don't even shop with me, they just root me on, cheer me on, referring me. Like they don't hesitate to let me know like what you're doing is great. You're great. Keep it up. Don't let up. Keep going. Don't stop. I'm cheering you on. I've been watching you. I've been following you. I've been sending people to your shops. Yeah. I've been referring my girls in, Houston to your website. All forms. And we're not gonna just talk about that form of support, like referring, making a thing like that, right? Let's talk about mental support, right? Let's talk about this real quick. And we're gonna have a pod like strictly on mental health. Um, one of my followers, I think I met her at a pop-up shop some years ago. She actually had hit me up and she was just telling me how she loved the pies and everything, and she asked me to touch bases on mental health, and I told her I definitely was going to have like we're going to talk about mental health throughout this journey because it's so important. But shout outs to you, Destiny. Thank you for the support all these years. Thank you for giving me that feedback, and we definitely are going to talk about mental health. But let's talk about that mental health when it comes to the support, right? A lot of people don't know how stressful, like, people think this shit is easy. Like, it's literally like damn butterflies and sunshine all day. It's not. Mentally, entrepreneurs are so exhausted. Like, we are exhausted. Exhausted. I can only really speak for me, but I have other friends that are like entrepreneurs. And listen, this shit is not easy. And especially when you're doing it by yourself and you're teaching yourself everything you know and you're going through the trials and the tribulations, and you feel like, oh well, like this didn't go right, or I wanted this to go this way, or this didn't sell out, or you know, it's so many things that be on our mind, y'all, that mental health is important. Support your friends mentally, check in. And I've always been that strong friend. Like, I've always been that friend where it's like I'm juggling all these things. My life is all over the place, but I always seem to have it together. Ooh, Lord. I always seem to have it together. But I'm that friend that's tapping in, like, hey, I'm just checking in on you, seeing how you been. I hope all is well. That's me. That's me. I'm that friend. Even though I have a million things on my mind and my life is super crazy, I know that I don't get it often. I know that people don't check up on my mental health. So I make it a point to check up on other people's health, because mental health, I'm sorry, because if I start to put people in that routine, and a lot of things, you guys, I want to say this. Let's be real. We can't fault everybody for not checking up on you mentally. People only can do what they know. A lot of people aren't taught about mental health. A lot of people don't practice mental health. Listen, I'm a person that just want to live a long life, a good long life. So I think about all these things. I check in. I tap in. Hey, how you doing mentally? Like, what's going on? And even if we just having it's the fact that I even thought about you. That made somebody day just because I'm like, how you doing mentally? You good? I have some friends that don't have parents. I have some friends that lost a loved one, like holidays, birthdays. I'm just, hey, how you doing? Like, that goes a long way. A friend that might be about to commit suicide, I just text them and ask them, how your mental health doing? And it stopped them. So you guys check up on your friends and your family mentally. Check up on your entrepreneur friends, because we are struggling. We're struggling. But we're gonna have a pod just on mental health for sure, like a few of them, because I always be wanting to talk about it. and just like, we're gonna dibble and dab. Like there's no blueprint to this podcast shit. This is a line of transparency for the poised, the paid, and the prospering. Okay? It is a safe place. Check up on your friends, support their mental health. You guys support your mental health. Step away from those phones. Step away from those jobs. Step away from those loved ones. Step away from those kids. Step away from your family and friends and focus on you. Y'all listen. I'm all tuned in with me. I'm all tuned in. I go take getaways. I used to see a therapist. I'm actually about to start seeing one again. Cheers. I'm about to put a clapping sound, y'all. Oh, yay! Shout outs to me. Shout outs to me. I'm playing with the soundboard. But yeah, I'm about to start back seeing a therapist because, who do you run to? Who do you have to talk to? And again, like, I'm an entrepreneur. I don't know too many people that's doing what I'm doing where I'm from. And everything I can't talk about with my mom. Everything I can't talk about with my friends. Some things I need to go see a professional because people don't have the answers. And whether it is an answer I'm looking for, people just don't have the response that I need. And like, me and my mom, we talk, but shit, my mom, we're different. We look at things different. So me going to see a therapist and a doctor, nothing is wrong with that, y'all. If you're having problems with your lover, your parents, yourself, y'all, nothing is wrong with seeing a counselor. Cause I'm not trying to act like I got it all nipped in the bud. You know how many people hate their lives? How many people faking it? But I'm gonna get that support, that mental support from a therapist. I don't care if I gotta pay for it. I've done it before. I'd rather do that than to literally be drinking my life away. People be smoking their life away. People be doing drugs. Everybody got their own way to numb the pain. I'm one of those people where, hey, I'll go pay to be sane. I don't want to lose my mind. I don't want to let this lose my mind because this is too precious. Life is too precious. So yeah, make sure y'all are checking up on your friends and your family, even your colleagues. Listen, y'all can go to any of my stores and ask any of my employees. I'm asking them. I'm in their business. How you doing? How's you and your mom? How's you and your boyfriend? Because I care. I genuinely care. Whether anybody cares about my mental health, I care about other people. Shit, because I need y'all to come to work with happiness, smiles. Okay, so I'm going to check up on your mental health. Yes, sir. I'm going to do that. Check up on your friends' mental health. So I touch bases on the mental support, right? We talked about the financial, and let's talk about the spiritual support. Praying for one another. Y'all listen. Believe it or not, believe it or not, I am such a God-fearing woman. Listen, I went to private school my entire life. I just don't go to church today. But I went to private school from pre-K all the way to 12th grade. I went to church so much. I prayed so much. I mean, we used to go to church on Thursdays. We had like we prayed, we went to religion class like every other day. We prayed in the morning, we prayed at lunch. We prayed in the beginning of every class. Like y'all, I've been praying all my life. So listen, believe it or not, y'all, I'm God fearing. God is my savior, and that's my number one. Okay, my number one. I'm so thankful. I'm so blessed. Cause without God, I'm nothing. Without God, I'm nothing. Okay, I pray for all my friends, and I pray for my family. Even family I don't care about. Even people that I've fallen out with. I still include y'all in my prayers. Because at the end of the day, just because we're not for each other, I could love people from afar. I don't hate you. I just love you from afar. And no, I don't want it to happen to you. I'm praying on your come up while you might be praying on my downfall. I literally pray. Like, people used to not want me to bless the food because I'm literally start praying about everything. Like, I'm not just blessing the food, I'm blessing everybody at the table, the cooks, the waiter. Shit, I'm blessing everybody in a restaurant. That's me. See, this pod is gonna allow y'all to get to know me a little bit better. Don't think you know me. Yeah, don't think you know me. But I'm giving y'all an insight and some transparency. Y'all, I pray. I pray for y'all. I just be thanking God for the people that support me. I thank God for the people that's hating on me, supporting me. Look, listen. I tell God, I got my enemies, but get my friends. Watch my family, cause my enemies, that ain't nothing. It's the family, the friends that I need God to watch, cause they portraying this certain position in my life. You feel me? You heard me? I hope y'all heard that. I always tell God, listen, watch my friends and my family, cause my enemies, they're already. I know that you a enemy, but we got a lot of family enemies, frenemies. You know how that go. But I pray for everyone. I literally in the morning, I thank God. When I'm having a rough day, something going on, I thank God. Even motorcyclists, I pray for them. Like I just be praying all throughout the day. That's what gets me through my days. And I ain't gonna lie. Sometimes the devil be getting to me. Sometimes the devil be working. Sometimes whatever it is, he be working. But God is always busy. Even the devil be busy, but God is always busy. Listen, pray for your friends, pray for your family, pray for everybody. Cause I really just be like, Lord, how would I have gotten this far without God? Cause I don't have no, like, I feel like that's who I turn to when I feel like giving up, when I feel like I'm losing my mind, when I feel like I'm making the wrong choices. God be like literally talking to me like, no, I got you. Like you good. It's so many times I want to give up because I felt like overwhelmed and I don't have nobody to turn to. But God be like, I got you. Be patient. Like relax. It's been plenty times, plenty nights I cried to God. Cause I ain't crying to nobody else. I'm crying to God. I'm just like, damn, God, like this is a lie. But God be like, this is what you asked for. So, spiritually, y'all need to be, praying for one another. And, you know, I ain't never really have, well, I'm gonna say one of my friends had invited me to church, maybe I don't know if it was last year. Yeah, it was like the end of last year. And, I went to church and church was like halfway, like probably like 30 an hour, 30 45 minutes in. You know what? I got up. I got up and I haven't been to church since my cousin wedding. Like, and that wasn't really church. They say I doing all that, but I don't really go to church. But a friend had invited me, so I said, you know what, I gotta go. Because it's not every day your friend invites you to church. It's not every day you get an invite to church. So you know what? I went. I sold a tithe because I don't. It's a lot of things that with church I don't really believe in, but I did, and it was a word. It had me crying, and I just felt so good afterwards, right? So I'm thankful. Shout outs to you, friend. Shout outs to Smeeks. Shout outs to you. Invited me to church. I showed up, and I got the word in, right? Pray for your friends. If you're a church going man or woman, invite a friend out to church. A friend that you might feel like needed. I don't know what made her invite me, but listen, whatever that preacher was talking about that day, the pastor, I needed to hear it. Okay? Because it's always sound like the pastor's talking directly to you. Shit, life might be great, you having a good day, but that word be like, Lord, you talking to me like you know about my life. So I'm not really a church going woman. I'm a God fearing woman, but not church going. So if you are a church goer, invite your friends, invite your family. Ain't nothing wrong with it. Don't be embarrassed. The Lord is the reason for the season. Okay. I'm not a church person. I'll listen to it on YouTube. Like I got friends that'll send me the word, the little lives. Listen, send that to your friends. Send it to them. Make it a thing, y'all. We got to do better with, supporting each other. We really do because we be needing it, man. We really do. So I touched on financial, spiritual, mental, and the emotional side. Let's talk about emotions. So I feel like emotional support and the mental support is the same thing, right? Because I said it's five. It's emotional, spiritual, financial, physical, and one other one I can't think. But emotion is just like mental. It's supporting people emotionally. Like we need it. It's the same thing as the mental. Your emotions, your feelings, it is all in the same thing. It's like your heart and your mind. They talk to each other, right? I say that to say like emotionally, I'm so like I'm such a mm, I'm so private and boxed in. A lot of things that emotionally I might be bothered by emotionally, like, yo, I leave it in. I leave it in. I don't really talk about it. Now, I do have one of my friends that I confine into because we both kind of like we've been on each other for a long time, and we both are entrepreneurs, and we have a love for each other. So it's like I could call and just and have a breakdown, and he's not gonna judge me. He's gonna just listen. And even if he don't tell me nothing back, just for me to get it off and feel like I was heard, he's there. So emotionally, y'all need to be available for your friends. And I mean, I know everybody got their own things going on, and that's what most of my friends know. Like I listen to everybody's problem, but before I tell you mine, I'm gonna listen to yours. But what I don't like is for a friend to keep calling me with the same problems. If we're not gonna fix it, we're not trying to find a solution to these problems. I can't keep hearing the same problem. I can't keep doing it. So I'll listen and I'll give you the best advice as I can. But what I'm not gonna do is I'm not about to dwell in your pity party. I'm not about to keep listening to the same shit. We're not gonna do that. We're gonna find a solution and we're gonna move forward. We're gonna get better. So emotionally be available for your friends because they need it. They need it. The most emotions my friends will see is probably me angry or when I'm drinking and I start crying or something. That's the most emotion they'll see me. But I don't let people see me sway. I cry to myself before I cry to anybody. But that's because over the years I had to be that way. I had to be emotionally unavailable. You know, and my mom always make it seem like always have and always will till today. She still does this. She feel like, that's a sign of weakness. And I be like, shit. If I'm weak, then I'm weak then. Shit. I'm cool with it. Cause I have emotions. I don't want to be strong all the time. Sometimes I do want to cry and I just want to shoulder the cry on. Be emotionally available for people, y'all. Support people's emotional needs, but not too much the way it's stressing you out. Oh Lord, hold on. Yeah, so make sure you guys are tapping in with your friends and your family, and you're not stressing yourself out with their emotional needs, but you are, you know, checking in and making sure that your people are okay. That's so important. So we touched on emotional, financial, spiritual, mental, and let's talk about physical, right? So physical support meaning in it could be any kind of way, right? Physical support could be just that leg work, you know. Like with me particular, right? I wish, and I've always wished. I wish when I was doing those pop ups, I had somebody that was helping me break down and pack up. And when I say break down, like break everything down and pack up and leave and set everything up. Like I might have had that like maybe twice. The person I was dating at the time probably came out a couple of times and helped me, pack up or put out the stuff. Like one of my friends at the time might have came here, came there. Like, listen, that physical help you needed, physically, like paint somebody walls, sweeping, mopping, just helping. Whatever your physical need might be, it's important, you guys. It's important. If you got a friend that cut grass, shit, he might just need some help putting the mowers on the back of the truck. You might have somebody that have a lot of kids and they just need a break. And you're like, oh well, I could watch your kids for the night. Physical help could be anyway. Cause you physically taking the kids, gonna bring the kids with your kids to Chuck E. Cheese. Like you just gave them a relaxed day. Mentally, emotionally, financially. Like it's just a load off. But see, people only think about themselves. People only think about themselves. And I've always said this and to my friends, I apologize to you guys. Um, because I feel like I'm not that great of a friend to my friends with kids because I don't know how. And remember in the beginning I said you can't really hold people accountable that don't know what to do. And I don't know it all. Just like I know my friends don't know it all. But I feel like when my friends have kids, like we just go so distant. because I don't have any kids. I'm like, I love kids, but I don't like them. Like kids are bad. And I don't care how good your kid is. I just see all kids as bad. That's just me, okay? I want a kid one day, but kids just ugh. Like, so I be wanting to get my friends' kids and be like, oh, I'm gonna bring them to the park, but this city is so crazy. I don't want to be responsible for nobody kids. You get me? But it's like these are things that I dream about. And that's why I'm like, one day I will have a kid. One day I will have a family. One day I will have this big house where my friends come drop their kids off by my house and they're gonna be good. Like these are things that I dream about. And again, shout outs to all my friends that have kids, all my friends that are mothers, all my friends that are fathers. Shout outs to y'all because I do want that one day, right? I wish that we were like that. I want to get like that. One day I have a kid, and one day I'll be able to do all that. But right now, I just don't be knowing what to do, cause I don't be wanting to change no diapers, all that, like pull ups. Mm. Look, just thinking about it is just like, dang, like I don't want to do these things. These are things that I don't want to do, but I dream of doing, if that makes sense. Like I'm like the rich auntie. Like the friend with no kids but getting all the money. Like that's gonna be me forever. Until I have a kid. And it's just like I wanna be the auntie when I'm coming over, line the kids up, let me give them all $1. You get me? Like, and I used to want that to be for my family. I used to want that, like, growing up, like, I used to be real, like, close with my cousins, I would think. Like, I used to sleep at the house. We slept, all in the same bed, went to summer camp and all that stuff. It's like, they had started having kids, and I wanted to be proactive in their lives. But shit, I can't be in nobody's life if your parent don't want me to. I want my little cousins to be able to call on me. But listen, it's conversations that we gotta have. It's conversations that people don't want to talk about, but you gotta let it be. If you don't want to open up that skeleton out the closet, that jar of worms, right? I personally don't care how nobody feel because I'm gonna say what it is. I'm gonna say the truth. The truth. Why hinder your kid or not let your kid be active with, their cousin? Why not? Like, listen, I wish I had a big cousin like me. I say this shit all the time. I wish I had a big cousin like me. I don't have any sisters. I have a little brother that's 12. I wish I had a big cousin like me. I wish I could look up to I had a cousin I could be like, damn, like, she's an entrepreneur. Like, she living a life. Like, how can I do this? How can I do that? What? But see, people be brainwashing their kids, so you can't even help them. Like you can't even lend out that helping hand. One thing about it, and two things for sure, my mama has never ever made me feel like, oh, you can't go talk to this one. My mama always and still is till today a mother that be like, you need to call, reach out to this person. And I be having to tell my mama, listen, I'm not reaching out to nobody. Cause I have like family that actually like are successful that do things that could help me, right? But it's not that many of them, right? So my mom just always was an advocate of telling me to be active, reaching out, go do this or go do that. And I just be like, Mom, what world are you living on? Like, I'm not doing it. I'm not doing it. I go ask a stranger before I ask my family, and that's horrible. But that's just the way it is. That's just the way it is. That support wasn't there, so I don't feel like I could go to them because if I go to them, then I'm gonna feel like, oh, I'm gonna feel like they're gonna feel as if, oh, she only coming to me because she needs something. I'm like, Ma, they was never active, so why would I go and ask them for any help when they never lended it out? And I've always wanted to have that open door policy, like with all my little cousins, like whatever you need, I'm here. Whoever you need to reach out to do whatever. Like I don't have any cousins that's really like entrepreneurs. Honestly, like I might have maybe one or two. So, they don't really need my help. But I've always wanted to be the cousin with the connections, like the big cousin. And I wish I always had a cousin that I could call upon. I can't call on nobody but God. And that's just the reality. Like, it's hard out here. That support in all those aspects is just it's hard to obtain. So physically, you guys, lend out a helping hand. Your friend might be buying a rental property. Shit, go help them. Go help them sweep. Go help them do this. Listen, I've never have help. Never have I had help open up any of my stores. When I opened up my first store, one of my friends came and like helped me bring some stuff in. And I opened up the second store. I'm lying. I have had friends. I'm a shout outs to y'all. So like when I opened my very first store, Squirt, shout outs to you, bro. He came help bring some stuff in. I'd open up my second location. I had a friend come help me paint walls. Fat, shout outs to you, my love. When I opened up the third store, I had my best friend Drees. She came because she's really tall. She came hang up some stuff. Mika, I had Mika painting. I had Keith painting. I had Moan painting. So yeah, like I guess they had to see. I guess when I open up the fourth store, I'm gonna have a village. Let's see how that go. I don't know. But in the beginning I didn't have no help and I be wishing that like, I did, especially with the second store, no lie. I was in that store for like 3 days strong, 3 days straight. Painting, just getting everything together, sweeping, mopping. Yeah, it was crazy. Like even at my first store, Mo used to come in, help me put out inventory when I would get in book inventory, but I was working, I ain't have no help. Yeah, she used to come, I had to show her how to hang up clothes and stuff. Shout outs to y'all. I'm not gonna act like y'all don't exist. Cause y'all was putting in physical labor. Thank y'all. Thank y'all so much. I've had a few people do some physical support and help. Cause trust and believe. Oh, my part ran, you know. Oh, and the cameras, I done had some men put their strong on men. So listen, I've had physical help. I've had physical help from these people. My part ran. And I'm trying to see who else. That's pretty much it. Put up cameras and shit. My ex, I think he done a lot, especially in the beginning. That was like my ace boom coon. Still is. But you guys, make sure that you guys are out here supporting one another in any way possible. Supporting strangers, family, friends. Support is very, very, very helpful. The little support go the longest way, y'all. And trust and believe, I kid you not, we don't forget. Trust me, I forget a lot of things. I have very bad memory. But what I won't forget is the ones who didn't support me and the ones that did. Because listen, I always say, when my time comes, nobody better not have their hand out. And you better not act like I'm gonna say, I don't know him. I'm so ready to be Hollywood. Ooh. They gonna hate me after this. I'm so ready to be Hollywood. Don't act like we was OLA. Mm-mm. Make sure y'all are out here supporting y'all people. The littlest support goes a long way. It's not just monetary. Support comes in all shapes and forms. Make sure you find out who you want your support from. Find out what it looks like. Find out who you really need it from. And make sure you always find a way to pay it forward and support somebody else. And you guys, when I say pay it forward, make sure you guys are supporting those who support you. I told you we don't forget. And if you are someone that does not require support, like how I require it, think about all the ways I broke it down. Who supports you mentally? Who supports you emotionally? Who supports you physically? Who supports you financially? Who supports you spiritually? You guys, like, think about it. Think about it, right? Because people only think that support is like social media and monetary. There are so many ways to support somebody, y'all. Make sure you are supporting those who support you. We do not forget. And we appreciate it. So, with that being said, y'all, we're going to go backwards. We're going to go forward. We're going to go left. We're going to go to right. There is no certain order of this pod. This is a lounge of transparency for the poised, the paid, and the prospering, y'all. We're going to come back and talk about support multiple times and different scenarios. And I just wanted to talk about support because it had came up recently. And I just needed to talk about it because, we're going to talk about it. This is a safe place. And I want to say thank you guys for your continued support. Listen, without you guys, I'm nothing. If you shop with me, shout outs to you. If you're listening, shout outs to you. Thank you so much. Until next time. You've just listened to another episode of the PPP Podcast with Moneyy, the lounge for the poised, paid, and prospering woman. The PPP Podcast was recorded live in the studio with final editing before uploading. Subscribe today to the PPP Podcast for more incredible content. Don't miss the next episode of the PPP Podcast with Moneyy on all main streaming platforms.